Trainer Confidential. So here with Donnie again. How you doing today, Donnie?
Doing all right, man.
Yeah.
Doing all right.
So I got our favorite fan right here next to me.
I
So
see. I see that.
yeah, so my Father's Day present was this shirt here,
Yeah.
which is if anybody's watched Step Brothers,
Yep. I'm telling you.
he usually gets me dual shirts for us. The last one I got was his was broke it, mine was fix it. So which is pretty true.
That'll work.
So anyway, it was an exciting weekend. This weekend we had the Orlando going. So I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I know quite a bit about it. So let's dive into that.
Sure.
Yeah, so Phil Klahar won. Man, he's like 50 years old, right?
Yeah. Well, I know he's scheduled to do the Masters Olympia,
Yeah.
so I don't know how old he is, but
Yeah, I think he's
yeah.
50 and now so now he's qualified for the Olympia too. So
Yeah, I don't think there is a qualification for it this time, but
there
I
is.
think you have to apply. It's almost like an application process.
Oh
You know what
no,
I mean?
no, he's qualified for the regular Olympia too.
For the
Yeah.
Mr. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
Mr. Lippy.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. You're right. It was an application process for the
Right.
Masters. So it's looking to me like, I mean, our two favorites are going to be Kamal and Phil Klahar, right?
Yeah, I would say he's a front runner right now.
I'd say so too. I'm going to pull
I
up some
say,
pictures.
and unless I know that they're kind of flirting around with it and stuff,
Yeah.
Jay. Unless somebody like that comes in, I think it's right now. I think it's Kamal.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of hype about it, and I can see where he would do this, but he said he wasn't going to do it. He said it back in April, but what more hype can you put up there saying I'm not going to do it and coming at the end? And I mean, that would be awesome if he did that.
And let's think about it. I mean, if you really get down and dirty with it, if you just get down to the brass tacks of it, I mean, winning a Masters Mr. Olympia it's not necessarily about money. It's about that title.
Yeah.
Just to have the title and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I know right now there's this grumbling about pay and stuff like that, but you're not going to make a living, winning the Masters Mr. Olympia. It's not that kind of contest. It's pretty much like a lot of the Masters bodybuilding shows. I mean, we do this stuff because we enjoy doing it, and
Sure.
and to get a little bit of money out of it, it's just a nice little perk to go with it. That's not the deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, and that has to get kind of worn out a little bit. People got to get over that and put this thing in perspective and stuff. So
yeah, I mean, because let's face it,
better.
If you're a competitive bodybuilder, you're not money is going to be part of it probably later when you're top 5. But let's face it, you're doing it because you love it. This is your passion to do it. That's the reason why you're doing it. So to say I'm not going to do this and that because the money ain't there, you know what I mean?
Right. I mean, it's and I think the faster we get over this part of it, and the Masters Olympia, it's going to find its way just like everything else does.
I sure hope it does.
Just like figure did, just like bikini did, just like wellness did. It'll find its way, but yeah, that's how I see it right now.
So Cutler, he did start. He turned, I think it was 50, or yeah, I think he turned 50, and so he started cutting down. He wanted to do a transformation thing,
right?
Allegedly, but it's kind of funny because it does coincide with prep for the Masters Olympia too.
Well, going back. I mean, actually, I mean, Arnold doing the 80s Olympia, mainly he was getting ready he was filming Conan,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And he was actually preparing for that and stuff, and he was coming down and people were like, man, you're looking really good. I think you should probably do the Olympia, I don't know I don't know how he responded to it, but he eventually ended up doing it. But yeah, that's how it started. He wasn't like he didn't plan to just go do the Olympia. He was getting ready for Conan, and that's what he was training for and stuff. And he decided to do the Olympia.
Yeah. Hey, on a side note, have you seen Arnold's thing on Netflix, the documentary?
Yeah, I did see it. It was pretty interesting. I already knew a lot about it. I was a big follower of Arnold way back in the 70s.
Sure.
And this story has been told. I've heard the story a few times, and it had some different twists to it and stuff, but I was a big follower of Arnold. I mean, from the 19, I'd say I started really following Arnold right around about maybe 72,
Uh-huh.
something like, let me see. Yeah, about 72,
Yeah.
because initially I was a big fan of Dave Draper's, you know what I mean? He
Oh,
was
yes.
because he was a chunky bodybuilder. I mean, he's a chunky person before he became a bodybuilder,
Yeah.
and that's what gravitated me towards him. So I was a big follower of Dave Draper and stuff, but you
Blonde
know,
bombshell.
but yeah, but I eventually end up following Arnold. I mean, at that point, who didn't?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's pretty much the basis of most bodybuilders we have today on who they, wanted to be like. And that's why they started bodybuilding is Arnold, for a lot of people. So
He was the Muhammad Ali of bodybuilding and stuff. And yeah, he had a great physique the whole 9 years. Well, his physique was well ahead of his time,
yeah,
but it was just his personality. He
yeah,
had that gravitas.
yeah,
I don't know if there's been very many people since then that have been as charismatic as Arnold. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
We talked
Yeah.
about it on our last show last week about the stage presence and your charisma up there. And
Yeah,
I mean
but even off the stage, I mean, he
yeah.
he was he was really a big figure.
Well, and he really he paved the way for bodybuilding to become more acceptable. Whereas before, they're
Yeah, it
kind of
was him.
it was kind of freakish, you don't
It was
want to talk.
him.
They look scary, and
It was
here's
him.
Arnold with a big
Yeah,
smile on his face, and he just
yeah,
everybody gravitated to him.
yeah. And the thing about it is he was articulate. He didn't really come across as a meathead or something like that.
No,
He's a
no,
very, very articulate person and stuff. And and to see that contrast, you see this guy with 22-inch arms, 22 and a half inch arms, which is big by today's standards, but it was huge back in
yeah, yeah,
1976, 77. And he's able to articulate. He's got a sense of humor, and he's smart, the whole 9 yards. It's like, wow, okay,
yeah, yeah.
it's
Geez,
just great
he's
to see.
accomplished a lot in his life. Let's go back to Phil Kahar. I want to show you some pictures.
Yes.
Okay, so here's Maston. Now
Yeah, Mustafa, this actually should have been his show to win,
it should have been, yes.
And if you look structure wise, if you look, I mean, size wise, I mean, it's almost not taking anything away from the winner, Phil, but yeah, I mean, he's clearly, Mustafa's clearly got the muscle and stuff, but yeah, he really brought in some good conditioning. One of the things that was brought out is Mustafa. He looked when he did his when he did his free posing,
Uh,
he looked much better, in his free posing,
really?
and sometimes one of the things that was brought out is, almost everybody, if you're in pretty decent shape and stuff, everybody kind of looks good on their own. You know what I mean? When you're by
Sure.
yourself,
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
true. Yeah.
It's when you're standing next to the other person, that's when, and especially if they are much better conditioned than you are, that's when it really shows, and then you can actually see the flaws and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
That's not a very good shot there, but he's a big dude. His
yeah, he
legs are
is. The, the
overpowered.
the the thickness, the whole 9 yards, but
Yeah.
apparently, Phil, he really brought the conditioning.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what won it was conditioning and structure, I think, right? I mean, because Mustafa, he's got a bigger gut, and that's the reason why he got second in the Toronto too, which sucks because I want to see him on the Olympia stage, and he's not qualified yet. So he's gotten 2 second places.
Yeah, and it's not so much that he looks bad. It's just that he just
No,
got out conditioned.
yeah, and
You
here's the
know.
scorecard right here. He lost by 1 point. He's
Okay.
right down here 11. Phil Carr's 5. He lost by 1 point. That was it. So it was close.
Yeah,
It was
I
really
can see
close.
that.
And I think the only thing that would have taken away from him is Klahar was a little bit more conditioned, but I think it's his gut, just like the Toronto. He's got a big gut.
Mustafa's about the only person I recognize on that list.
Yeah. Well, the
That's the only
third
name I
place
reckon.
is
I don't know who the other guys are. Goodness gracious.
Stanimal. What was his name? Stan DeLong. I can't pronounce that one here on number 9. I'll go up to the actual. But that's the only one I know, and that's what I want to kind of talk about too. Is where's all the big names at in these shows, man? We're kind of running. We got some shows left, but
well, of course, you got the people that have already qualified from the previous
sure,
Olympia,
sure,
and I'm thinking more than likely what they're doing is they're just saving themselves up for the Olympia,
which
you
makes
know,
sense.
and then right,
Here's our
and
qualified right here. So we got Brent Wilkin, we got Hadi Chupin, Derek Lunsford, Nick Walker, Brandon Curry, Big Rammy, Samson.
Is Brandy gonna do it this year?
Yeah, I heard. I mean, I haven't heard he's not going to do it. Uh, yeah, I haven't heard he's not going to do it. There are a couple guys that aren't doing it. But yeah, I haven't heard he's not anyway. Beiruz, Tony Burton, Ross Flanagan. Ross Flanagan, he's a guy I've been watching a lot lately. Yeah, he's pretty good going. And Ian Valier, he just the Toronto, he looked phenomenal, and he still looks phenomenal right now. Like he's pretty much. I mean, that guy, he looked a lot better. He had a little tricep problem, a little atrophy in his triceps, but he's bringing that back out. He had some kind of a little knot here in his chest, which apparently he got a massage and it went away, so it wasn't a big deal.
Okay.
People, he won the show, and of course you get a bunch of hate. Oh, you got a whole. And that's, which I feel bad for the guy because he got a lot of flack and he won. So it's like, that was kind of dumb. But this is all we got. So there's no Jack is not on here. Michael Crizzo, he's on here bottom. We don't have Labrada. Yeah. So Ramy's on here. No, he's not.
No, he's not. Yeah. No. The thing was that people were wondering whether he was going to take a year off or so. I mean,
he
to
should
kind of recharge or something like that. But the way when I'm looking at that open and just looking at who's in it right now, I'm thinking unless Hadi, unless he could, he has to bring that same degree of conditioning. Okay. But I think
we know
Lunsford is going to look. Lunsford's going to be improved from last year. So I'm thinking Heidi's going to have to show some type of change. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know what it is, but I think he's going to need to do that because I'm telling you right now, I think Derek is not going to look the way he did at the last Olympia. I think he's going to look better. Okay. And it's just that optic alone is enough to take him over the top with this.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I look at Derek as winning next year's Olympia. That's what I kind of see, or this year's Olympia.
Yeah, just based on how he's looking right now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna pull some pictures up. I'm actually on a side topic. I want to go through. Here's Phil here, his page here. So here's his man. That guy, that I got to hand to that guy, man. Yeah, he just looks phenomenal for his age and pulling that off, and now he's qualified. But now the question is he gonna do the Mr. Olympia, and is he gonna do Masters? Does he have to because he won, or can he dip out of it?
He can. I mean,
because don't they have a rule now? If you're on the list, you get fined if you don't, right?
I think as far as the Masters Olympia, well, I don't know if he put his name in the hat for that.
Masters Olympia, yeah, he's in Masters Olympia.
Okay,
yeah, but he's qualified for the Mr. Olympia too. So is he going to do both?
Well, I think that's probably going to depend. I mean, I would say looking the way he's looking right now, I don't see why you wouldn't.
Yeah. That'd be cool to see. That'd be really cool to see. Labrada, have you seen Labrada lately? And I think Labrada's going to do Texas Pro, I think, or something like that, because it's in his backyard. But Labrada's looking really good. He started eating his food like normal instead of drinking it. And the funny thing is, what's that?
Go ahead.
Well, the funny thing is you can tell the difference on his physique. I mean, you can totally tell the difference on his diet, on his physique.
Let's take a wait and see approach with Labrada. I don't want to speculate or anything. You know, let's just wait and see what kind of a package he brings.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Let's just that's how I'm going to do that. I'm not gonna go one way or the other. You know what I mean? And we'll just see what happens.
I want to pull up Lunsford though real quick.
Yeah,
In my opinion, he's got the best back in bodybuilding right now. Period, hands down. I think. Now this was guest posing at the Pittsburgh Pro, I believe, right? I think it
that's
was.
guest posing.
I think so. Yeah.
I would think that center one
Oh,
would be. I think that
I
center
believe it
one would
wasn't
be
though. Those
guest
are
posing.
Olympia shots. I think those
Yeah,
are. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it might be Olympia shots.
I'm pretty sure that's
But this is a recent shot
But
here.
yeah, these shots are.
I mean, what do you think he's weighing right now?
He's up there.
270, 280.
And the thing about it is this: I'm looking at his lines though. His
Yeah.
lines look really, really, really good. You know, when you're carrying that much weight, you
Yeah.
know, he's not that much taller than oh
Body
man, no
Walker.
no baby Kai. That's
Oh,
what I
yeah,
call.
yeah. Okay.
He's not that much taller than
Oh, Florida.
no, not Sean Clarita.
Oh,
Um oh he's an African. What's his
Tony Burton.
huh?
Tony O'Burton.
No, he's a top five Olympian, and I just can't remember his name right now. But you know what I'm talking about though. But the thing about it, he's just as I think he's even bigger than this guy. And his line, he does not have the midsection problem that the guy that I'm talking about has.
No. You're not talking about. You're talking about. Oh, now I'm having it.
He's
Now I
been a
can't.
top five. He's been a top fiver. He's been a
Oh,
top fiver. I don't know if he's from Ghana but you know what I'm talking about.
yeah, I know what you're talking
He lived
about.
in Switzerland for a while
Oh
and
man, what is his name? Come on. Oh, it'll come to me in a minute. Yeah.
he's
So
been
I
a top
mean,
fiver. He's been a top five Olympian for years and about looks like he's about 5'6", 5'5". Probably competes at about 220. Derek looks like he's going to be on stage at about probably north of 230.
I think so. Yeah, I think so too.
I
Yeah.
would say with his height and his weight, because remember I said like Dexter competed at about 230. Dexter was like 5'6", maybe a little over 5'6", and he
Hmm.
was about 230. And I think Derek is probably going to be a little heavier than that.
And Walker's 5'6" too, I believe. Walker, did you happen to see he desktop bodybuilding did a thing on Walker and asked him who he thinks going to win and all top five, and he just Walker just completely nailed everybody on there. Oh, Hottie, he's a one hit wonder. Samson's back is small, and did you watch any of that?
Uh-uh. Uh-uh.
But the thing about it is, like, he wasn't gloating because he was just asked. He was just asked honest questions and he was answering. That's what he believes. It was interesting. You should watch it. It's on Desktop Bodybuilding.
Okay.
Uh, Next thing I want to talk about shortly is uh, Joe Lindner.
Yeah.
Now he died this weekend from a blood clot. Allegedly, we don't. I mean, until we get an autopsy.
I think according to his girlfriend, it was an aneurysm.
Yeah, blood clot in his neck, and it went up. He was complaining about his neck was hurting a couple days before. This is what
Yeah.
he's known for, though, is doing that with his chest. He plays it like a
Right.
piano, which is pretty awesome. Uh, he did one show that I know of, and I don't remember which show it was. He placed second. He was trying to get his pro card,
Yeah.
and he placed second. The guy's got a crazy physique, though, super lean.
Yeah. Good physique, very aesthetic. I mean,
And the
so
thing is, he
yeah.
died at 30 years old.
And he had a lot of followers on his Instagram.
9 million. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I
9
mean,
million followers.
meaning you don't have to be a Mr. Olympia to draw those kind of numbers.
No, like this is newsworthy. You see this on the news that he passed. Uh, so the other person we lost from blood clots recently was John Meadows, right? He died from blood clot too, I believe, didn't he?
Um, I don't right offhand. I'm not really sure right offhand, but yeah, we did lose medals though.
There's been some heart issues lately, which sucks. Anyway, he's a good dude. Yeah, it's too bad to see him go. I hate seeing
Yeah, yeah,
seeing
especially
I,
at such a young age. So
yeah,
30, you still got a lot of life ahead of you.
yeah, he does.
You
30
know.
years old. Uh at any rate, healthy fats. I think, and I think it's really important that you have your healthy fats in your diet. Don't you agree? I mean, your
Yeah, but
omega,
then again, I mean, we're human too. We
yeah,
can succumb just like anybody else.
that's right.
There's, I mean, you can have congenital stuff. This stuff like this can actually be in your DNA. I mean, some people may
Yeah,
have just a predisposition for clots. I mean, and I know because of what we do, a lot of times we're thinking that it's probably some of the stuff that we're doing and stuff, maybe, but then again, maybe it was just one of those things. He's not the only person that in their 30s to die from an aneurysm, so
and
you know.
they were taught we were I was listening on a podcast earlier. They were talking about that too because it's like how the importance of if you have a weird pain or something weird going on that's not normal, you go get it checked out because you know
Well,
and here he is, he has a neck pain, and he's 30 years old. How many times do you have a neck pain and from you probably you're doing traps or something like
well,
that with your neck
yeah,
or whatever, spread your neck out.
when you're in your early 30s and 20s, you don't think that much about it.
No,
Now if I get the slightest pain, I'm calling
sure.
nine. I'm
Yeah,
calling 911. I mean,
but
if
30
I get
years old, you don't think about that.
yeah, but at
It's
63, yeah, you think, I
yeah, you
mean,
do
the
then,
slightest
yeah.
thing, yeah.
And I've kind of fallen into that category. I mean, I'm 42
Hmm.
and
Now you're a little bit more aware of it and stuff,
yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah, and so stuff like this is an eye opener for me, in the sense that because I won't go to the doctor unless I'm half dead. That's just how I am. I don't got I don't have time. I need stitches. I'll just stitch it myself or whatever. I'm just like that. But that's not the best way to be either, though, because that one. I mean, he had a neck pain. That's all it was, a neck pain. He thought it was nothing, and then here was a clot, and it killed him like days later. I mean,
Hmm.
that's
Just
insane.
moved to his brain, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So get checked out, man. You guys, especially the younger guys. Uh you never know what's gonna happen. And some people, just like you said, some people have it in their family, some people, you know,
Yeah,
there's no
some people
rhyme or
have a
reason for it.
disposition for it, yeah,
Yeah. So I
yeah.
don't have any heart problems in my family that I know of. Lots of cancer though, of course, but I think everybody's got cancer in their family. But I mean, when you're a bodybuilder, you got a lot of blood in your body. I mean, we have a lot more red blood cells than normal people
You have a
do.
lot of have a lot more blood vessels too,
Yeah,
you know.
and we feel pain differently than everybody else does too. I mean, in a sense,
Well, pain to a certain degree is almost like just a natural part of it. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
I mean, I'm always a little. I'm not like excruciatingly sore, but I'm just like a little tender.
yeah,
Where it's every day of the week, I'm a little tender somewhere. Like my legs would be tender from doing legs on Monday, and
yeah,
it's Wednesday. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
you know and just when that goes away, now I'm feeling my shoulders, and they're a little tender, and my back's a little tender because I've trained about a couple of days earlier and stuff. So you're always feeling a little bit,
yeah,
to the point to where you're kind of accustomed to it.
yeah,
It really doesn't bother you and stuff.
yeah.
I would say on the scale, the soreness is probably right around about a 3, somewhere around
To
in there.
to
It's not like
us,
an 8 to 10. Right.
to us though,
Well, okay.
you know what
you
I
know
mean?
It's about a 3. You feel it, but
Yeah.
it's and you're aware of it, but it's not debilitating. It's not annoying or anything like that. It's
And
something you can live with.
the pains that we experience too, unless it's a bad kind of pain, we know the difference. You know what that
Yeah.
muscle soreness feels like because you train that muscle.
Hmm.
Even if you sprain a muscle or you throw out your back doing deadlifts or whatever it is, we know what we did because we've had that pain before. We can decipher the pains. It's those weird ones, those okay, it's not a muscle pain, it's a joint pain. There's something else going
Yeah, the
on in
one
there or whatever.
the ones that'll make you stop mid rep. You
Yes,
just put that puppy
yes,
down like, okay, yep. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So and I'm really bad at paying attention to stuff like that, but I've had to do back surgeries too when I was in my early 20s.
Hmm.
So I'm definitely not light on anything that I do, but I do things differently than I did earlier because I've had 2 back surgeries.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
got to be, careful with my lower back, and well, I got all kinds of bumps and bruises, just from lifting weights, just
yeah.
normal stuff. But I've been pretty fortunate. I've never been injured lifting, and actually, all it's done is help me. If I
Mhm.
wasn't lifting weights like I do, my back would be sore, and I wouldn't be able to move around very well.
Right, and
That's literally what would happen.
like I tell people, I mean, don't fear the weights, but you got to respect them though, and there's a
Yeah,
difference.
they
There's
will
a difference.
always win.
There's a difference. Don't fear it. Don't fear the weights, but you got to respect them. Meaning, you got to do the things that you need to do to prep yourself to do whatever training you're about to do and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So you're starting tomorrow with
yeah,
cardio, starting your prep.
yeah.
Uh,
Starting, everything is back to where it was like 12 weeks out prior to this show. And the same thing, I probably won't be cutting nearly as much because I'm fairly close,
yeah,
so I'm probably gonna final week prior to peak week, I'll probably be eating a lot more than I was the last time. So,
sure, sure.
and then
Uh, you got any starches back in there? Are you gonna cut?
yeah, everything's back in.
Oh,
I
good.
yeah, to where I start, and then start with the 20 minutes of cardio, and then just gradually increase and just repeat the whole process. And like I said, I probably won't be going down nearly as low as I did last time
Do you
because I'm fairly close right now.
do you see yourself doing getting the second hour in a cardio?
No, I don't think I'm gonna have to go that far.
I don't think you are either.
I don't think I'm gonna have to go that far.
You're already primed. I mean, you're primed.
Yeah, yeah. I'll probably get to an hour because me just that's
It's
just
just
me.
nature.
It's almost like my default. You know what I mean? I got
Yeah,
and I'll do that. I probably won't even need an hour, but I'm probably gonna end up going to an hour. But
sure,
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Well, it's gonna be exciting, man. Yeah, it's gonna be really exciting. So we got the 4th of July coming up Tuesday. We got a cabin we're gonna go stay at National
Okay,
Park.
good
So
man,
so
good
that'll be
stuff.
cool. You got any plans?
Nope,
No?
nope. I just spent the weekend with Di and her dad and
Yeah.
my in-laws.
How was that?
So And so yeah, we typically will go out and I ate, and I said, yeah, you know what, I'm starting Sun, Monday, so I just ate some stuff and
Yeah, sure.
so I'm good. I'm good. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Well,
Ready to
you had a good
go.
time over there?
Huh?
You had a good time?
Yeah, it was like of course, Eastern Washington is totally different than Western Washington temperature wise.
Oh
It
yeah.
was probably like 101, something like
Just
that
dry
over there.
heat.
Yeah. They say, well, it's a dry heat, like that's supposed to make it any better and stuff. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's like putting sprinkles on a turd and saying,
Yeah.
well, it's got sprinkles on it. It's still a turd, dude.
That's
You know what I mean? It's still hot.
You're right. Yeah. I would not want
Dry
to live
heat,
over
but
there.
I don't it's hot, doggone
I would not want to live over there. I don't, I mean,
it.
I don't even know if I like driving through it, to be honest with you. There's nothing to look at. There's some nice spots actually, but yeah. Were you over by the Tri Cities or
Yeah, I was in the
in
Tri-Cities.
Tri
Yeah,
Cities?
that's
Yeah.
where I was. Yeah, in the Tri-Cities.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's all we got for today.
All right, man.
Pick it up next week. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you again next week.
Absolutely.